Hey, it's been a while. The setup is kind of different. I've been waiting for the right conditions because I have a son. It's more difficult to make videos, and I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna do it regardless of the condition. So I wanted to make a video about how we need to let love transcend fear. I originally kind of came up with this idea a couple things. When my son was born, it was like my heart outside my body. I was so filled with love, but you feel like so much fear as well because there's so much to lose. You feel like there's so much to lose, but so at a certain point, the fear was preventing me from, enjoying those precious moments. Sorry, that's my dog. Nico, here, come here, buddy. Yeah, okay, back on track. I sat down with myself and I was just like, you need to get it together, because ultimately, even if the worst thing that could happen can totally happen. Like, there's a chance that worst thing could happen, and there's nothing you can do to prevent it. But the love that you got from this is totally worth that. Even if it did happen, I would choose that path 1,000 times again and again. And so my love transcended over the fear. And I think that this plays out in many ways. But I specifically have been thinking about it towards relationships, but not in the way that you think, because I sort of feel like the really kind of transformative love I've learned a lot about from my friendships, who, after I had a baby and my dad died, the people who held space for me and didn't take it personally, and then gave me that, kind of modeled what that looked like. And I had that in the past, but I really saw that, and then it inspired me to give them that and others that, and then it becomes like, it expands. And in a relationship, how this manifests, and then personally, when you think about this personally and you change this personally, it also changes for the collective. Anyways, the call to love is really within yourself, because I have an analogy, which is that, let's say you have this person in your life, and the only way you can eat is to ask this person, can I have food? Now, there's 3 things that you could do. You could ask, or there's 3 outcomes, right? If you ask the person for food, or 2 outcomes if you ask the person for food. One is they say yes, and they give you the food, and they nourish you, and you're nourished, and you then use that nourishment to make your own nourishment, and then you can give others food, or that person food, and it goes back and forth. And it's like a really beautiful, powerful thing that you can build. Now, if you ask for food and they say no, well, that's good too, because then you can know that you're not going to get food from this person, and you need food to survive, so you can leave and find somebody who can give you food. Now, and both of those are totally love-based, because you loved yourself enough to express that need despite the risk of loss. Now, what I think ends up happening a lot, or I see happening sometimes, is when you have a need and the fear is overpowering the love, and you don't even ask. So you don't even ask the person for food, And so they don't say yes, they don't say no, but you wither away, like you never get food. And that's what happens. And that is such a bad, that's kind of like the worst thing to do, is to not take the risk to find out if they're going to give it to you or not. Because you didn't ask, and maybe they could have said yes, and they didn't get the chance to show you that. And you missed that opportunity. Or, they say no, and again, you can find it somewhere else. But not asking, and I think that's why people say, like, you need to really, like, love yourself. You need to love yourself enough to be able to express your needs even with the risk, because it's like the only way you can build like the type of loving relationship that heals yourself and heals the world. And it's like the only scenario where, like, imagine if you really want a family, like, I think that's the only safe situation, because it's unsafe when you're in if you feel like you can't express your needs, whether it's imagined or not, it's unsafe. It's unsafe for you, and then it's unsafe for them. And you don't get the opportunity to see like that. But it's all good. I think you don't necessarily need a romantic relationship to come to this. I mean, I'm not in a romantic relationship, but I am able to be discerning, knowing that this is a standard. And I've learned this from my friendships, truly. Like, we're able to support each other, and my friends are able to be like, hey, I'm going hermit mode. Like, it's not personal to you, but I need space. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna take it personally. They gave me reassurance, they communicated. I think and if you do take that personally and you cannot be in a friendship or relationship with someone who needs that, like, that's okay too. Like, it's loving for you to say, oh, I can't do this, and walk away if you need to as well. It goes both ways. But yeah, it's a hard way to live if you take others' feelings and lives personally. So yeah, love transcends fear. And I had other analogies too, or not analogies, but ways that it manifests, pattern recognition. When a baby is breastfeeding, their spit like tells the body what it needs, and then your body can make what the baby needs. Oh my gosh, like, isn't that incredible? And then you're able to have this relationship, and they also can tell you what you need. So you are having, like, you're building something back and forth. You're giving them what they need. If the baby's spit didn't ever tell you that, then your milk might not be working to its full capacity, right? And another thing, if you walk barefoot on the earth, it can read what you need and give it to you. And I have a really good example of this recently. I got a parasite in a foreign country, and I didn't really know it, but I was feeling kind of sick. And I do walk barefoot in my garden, but even if you don't walk barefoot in your garden, I still think that there's ways that divine love manifests. And in my garden, my rosemary and my oregano is like super prolific. Like, I don't even know what to do with it. It's so much. And I found out that rosemary and oregano are both anti-parasitic. So like, my garden was giving me exactly what I needed. It, we communicated, and it gave me that. And isn't that so amazing? And another thing to tie that in, when I was growing up, I had my two biggest fears were my dad dying and getting a parasite in a foreign country. And both of those things happened to me. And I'm glad that they did. I wouldn't choose it any other way, because, my dad dying, well, it helped me. I mean, there's good things that came from that loss, which is, experiencing like the true friendships and love, and family too, but that's friendship, relationship. And then I wouldn't not go on that vacation just because I got that parasite. Like, it was a great vacation. So I would risk it again. So yeah, take the risk to let love in, however that looks like. If that's honoring your needs, honoring, you know, I don't say that as a means to be like, oh, stay in a relationship like that isn't working, you need to be more loving. No, it's like, love yourself, put your needs first, so that you can find the person, or not even person, but just the situation that you are receiving the most love, because it's healing. It'll heal anything from childhood, generational, century, like it heals us, it heals the world, and it's what the world needs. The scales are a little bit, you know, imbalanced, and I think that we need some of that risk taking for love. So yeah, thank you for watching this. If you did, maybe it's just for me, because, you know, I've been called to sort of fast, not super intentionally, I just haven't been hungry, and as I've been recording this video, I've been feeling hungry, so it's like it just was meant to be. All right, bye.